Good morning students, Saira. So let's today begin with the revision of our next lesson in English, that is lesson number 3, The Meeting Pool by Ruskin Bond. As you are already aware about what the story is. Yes, the story is about the three friends who plan to meet on a particular day to their meeting pool where they would meet in their childhood. So they just wanted to cherish all their memories and just they thought of meeting after 10 years, okay, after school on that particular day. So let us see the experience shared by the author. We'll just summarize in short what the story is about. The story, The Meeting Pool, is an exciting story of three friends who take a pledge to return to their favorite school after 10 years. So they just decided to return to their favorite school after 10 years. The best part of their childhood orbits around a pool which was discovered by Rusty. The main center of attraction is the pool which was discovered by Rusty. Who is Rusty? Therefore, that pool came to be known as Rusty's Pool. As soon as Rusty discovered the pool near the ravine, he was excited to convey the news to his other two friends. So when Rusty discovered this new pool, he was very much excited to convey this message to his two friends. And then this pool became their meeting point and they indulged in activities like fishing, swimming, wrestling and buffalo rides. So they would enjoy their doing activities like fishing, swimming, wrestling and buffalo rides. The pool not only signified the bond of friendship between them but also a part of their childhood memories. As I told you earlier also that the pool was important for them because it was a part of their childhood memories, and so they decided to return at the pool on 1st of April 1964 at midday, and that is after 10 years later at the pool again. So after 10 years of school they decided to meet on 1st of April 1964 at midday near the pool. However, it was only Rusty who keeps up his word and comes to the pool on the scheduled day. So as planned earlier, Rusty, he keeps up his word and he was present there at that place on the scheduled day. He was utterly disillusioned that his friends did not keep up the promise. So he was very much disappointed that his friends did not keep up the word, the promise which they had planned earlier. However, there is no resentment or bitterness as he realizes that with the passage of time, their needs and priorities have changed. So, accordingly, he realizes that after a certain time passes, people, their desires change, their priorities change, right? Because see what happens after your 10th standard also, you will also be missing your friends. Everybody will be busy in their own activities, in their own streams wherever they have opted for, and then it will be difficult for everybody to take out time from their your busy schedule, right? So you cannot just get angry or disappointed by anybody because everybody's priorities are different. As he is about to leave the place, he hears the splashing of water. To his amazement, he discovers another pool and another group of friends splashing about in it. So now after waiting for some time, he is about to leave from there. So as he is about to leave, he just hears the splashing of water and very excitedly he just goes and sees there were some other friends who were playing there at the pool, and looking at them he imagines his own childhood when he would play there along with his friends. So he imagines himself and his friends in their place. So the story conveys that life goes on, come what may be, and our dreams undergo change due to the deceitful journey of time. So life passes, time passes, and our dreams also change, desires also change according to this, according to the time. And that is what life teaches us, that we have to go along with as it is taking us towards. So whatever comes to your in your life, your dreams undergo changes due to this deceitful journey of time. Yes, so this is what the lesson is about. Now we'll just discuss a passage. We'll read a passage and discuss few questions based on the same. So I'll read out the passage for you. Other activities at the pool including wrestling and buffalo rides. We wrestled on a strip of sand that came down to the edge of the water and rode on a couple of buffaloes that sometimes came to drink and wallow in the more muddy parts of the stream. We would sit on the buffaloes and kick and yell and urge them forward, but we were never able to move them. At best, they would roll over on their backs, taking us with them into the soft mud. It didn't really matter how muddy we got because we had only to dive into the pool to wash off the mess. If it was possible to get out of our houses undetected at night, we would come to the pool and bathe by moonlight. An impassive owl occasionally watched us from a branch of a big sal tree. Sometimes Somi would sing in a deep, pleasant voice, and we would float magnolia blossoms down the moonlit stream. So, this is what the passage is about, and let's discuss questions based on the passage. Read the passage and answer the following questions. Which other activities are included at the pool? So, which are the activities included at the pool? Yes, the other activities which were included at the pool were wrestling and buffalo ride. What would the author and his friends do with the buffalo? So, what they would do with the buffalo, children? Yes, the author and his friends would sit on the buffaloes and kick and yell and urge them forward. Then, who occasionally watched the boys sometimes? So, who would watch the boys? An impassive owl occasionally watched the boys. Give the synonym from the passage. So, you have to find out the synonym from the passage for lie or roll in mud. So, what is lie or roll in mud? Which word is used in the passage for that? Yes, wallow. Then, next, give the antonym from the passage. So, antonym is opposite word. So, the opposite word for hard from the passage is soft. We would float magnolia blossoms down the moonlit stream. Parse the underlined words. So, here you have to tell which part of speech the words are. So, what is float? Which part of speech? Yes? Noun, verb, adjective, adverb. What it is, children? Yes. Float is a verb. And then down. Which part of speech is it? Yes? Preposition, conjunction, interjection. What it is? Yes, correct. It is a preposition. So, children, here we have ended with the revision of lesson number 3. So, that's all for today. Thank you, children.